Hey guys, it's Captain Collector. Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a little bit different from my previous videos. I just wanted to share my thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2, which I got for PS4. So I didn't play Part 1 myself. I watched like a 5-hour long video on YouTube, so someone else playing through it. So it was like watching a 5-hour movie. And because I didn't have this game for PS2. But it was really good. The story was really good. It was really grim. And I just thought, oh, I don't know if I can handle, playing this a third-person shooting game with zombies and things coming out at me. Like, I just thought I was too scared to play it. So this game, since I didn't play it before, there were 5 levels of difficulty, and I was really hesitant to choose moderate, which is level 3 out of the 5. I really wanted to choose like very light, easy. I just wanted to know what the story was for part 2, and but I thought maybe if I chose it too light, maybe it would ruin, the gameplay of it. If I'm just killing zombies left and right and not feeling the fear of it, maybe it would ruin the experience of playing it. So I put it on moderate, but then I died so many times in like the tutorial modes that I turned on auto lock. And I'm still playing on moderate, but I just finished the prologue, I think. And so this video might have like mild spoilers. So if you don't want anything spoiled, just stop watching the video. But I wrote down a bunch of thoughts on the computer, and I just wanted to kind of go through them and share what I thought about the game. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed was that the transitions between the story mode and the gameplay, it's so smooth. Like, you don't even realize that the story has stopped and that you have control of the character. Like the character breathes, or maybe the leaves keep rustling. The quality of the image just does not change, and the way they I don't know, wrote the scene or something, it makes sense. It's okay for the character to just stop and you not control the character. So like, mild spoiler, there's a part where she's looking out the window in the story, and that's where the story part ends, and I didn't realize it, so I didn't even control the character, but it just seemed like my character was continuing to look out the window and enjoy the view, and it didn't make it awkward at all. Like, it was totally like part of the story, and it was so crazy. It's happened so many times just in the prologue. I'm riding my horse, and then I didn't realize the story mode took over and is gonna park my horse for me. It doesn't like do the narrower screen or anything like that. It's just so seamless. Okay. So another thing that this game did was that it made use of the touchpad on the controller. And so I don't know if it's going to be a big part of the game later, but when Joel teaches Ellie how to play the guitar, you're actually using the touchpad to like strum the guitar. And it's really cool. I've never really seen that on a controller for previous games or had it done so smoothly, so that was just really cool. Okay, so this part's funny. So part of the prologue, you are introduced to this character named Abby, and her and this guy, it's clear that they're the bad guys, and they're on this mission to find people from, I think it's Joel, but like this city, the city of Jackson, and so he shows her this city, and they're really intimidated by it. They have electricity. They just have, they just have everything. They're making it work. And so the guy thinks that, okay, they should just turn around. Let's abort the mission. And then the girl's like, no way. Like, we have to see this through. There's no way we can stop now. And so the guy returns back to like, they're hanging out in a mansion, and then the girl continues on. And so now you control Abby, and then I was trying to like get off this mountain and get closer to the Jackson city. I just couldn't find a way down. I kept circling the mountain over and over. I couldn't find a way, so I'm like, okay, maybe I just have to jump. I just have to jump off this mountain, and that's the way down. And so I did it, and then the cutscenes showed like my character dying, like Abby dying on the ground. And I just thought, wow, that's like that's totally what happens in the movie when bad guys are like, oh, I'm so fed up with this, and then they just fall to their death, and then the movie's over, or like the bad guy is over. But they made me replay the scene or that part of the game, so I was like, okay, that's not what's supposed to happen. But I just thought that was a classic, like, that's always what happens in movies. But that wasn't the what's supposed to happen. Okay, something else that's really cool is the help. The help function in this game is so well integrated. I haven't used it too much yet in the prologue, but after taking down some of the infected, we were trying to look for a way out of like this, I think it's a market. And so I had no idea. I didn't play this game before. I'm not really familiar with like noticing things right away of like, oh, that's openable, that, it's this way. So after a while, the game kind of noticed that I wasn't making progress, and it was like, push down on the L joystick for a hint. And so I did. And instead of just being like a text blurb of like, you should check the door, or you should check, above you or something, it was Dina saying something like, hey, look at this. And it was like it's like what would happen in the real world. Like in the real world, you don't get like a text bubble in the air of saying like, this is what you're supposed to do. So it made it like all the help portion, it was like in context of the story, and it just like made sense thematically, which was really cool. And so she is actually with me right now. I didn't think she'd be traveling with me, but she is with me, and we are like on our way traveling to Seattle, I think. I'm on Seattle day 1, which I think I'm like traveling to Seattle. I'm not actually in Seattle yet. And actually the whole tutorial was so well integrated. Like, I was so scared playing this game, and it really like showed me the basics in a non-threatening way. So like throwing objects at things, like I knew it. I just knew, I'm like, oh, this is where you like throw empty bottles at zombies, or to make noise so that you attract them to go a certain way. But the way that the prologue did it was like, oh, you came across some kids in a snowball fight, and then it's like you end up joining them, and so you learn how to pick up snowballs and aim, ducking, jumping over things. And so it was like non-threatening. It was fun knowing that I was gonna beat zombies later, but it was fun while it lasted, and so that was cool. Okay, so just a couple more points. I wasn't too surprised what happened with Joel, because someone commented on his Funko Pop, and it kind of made me realize like, oh, this thing's gonna happen to him. But I was still pretty shaken up by it and kind of emotional, so I actually had to watch like Frozen 2 after playing that scene. Yeah, that was pretty hard to watch. Like, I actually pre-ordered his Funko Pop, and I might have to put his pop in a pop protector, which I do with all my pops, and then like put it behind something else, because I don't know if I could look at it and like not feel really emotional over what happened to him. And so I just didn't realize that they were going to do that to Joel, and I still don't really know. It's kind of changed what I thought Ellie's purpose in this game would be. At first I thought, because her cover art, it's like she's really angry, she looks like revengeful, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure, like, what made her be like that. And then, so originally I thought like, oh, we're just gonna track, like maybe she's angry at Joel for lying to her about her not being the cure, or her blood not being useful for the cure. So then I thought she'd be really angry and want to trek all the way back to like the Fireflies and like cure everything, or like kill all the zombies along the way, and like save the world by killing zombies and being the cure. That's what I thought. But then now, with this happening in the story, I don't know where the story's gonna go. Like, I don't know if we're gonna find the enemy group right away in Seattle, which they said that they are from there, but what always happens in games is like, oh, you think they're here, but they're in another city, and then they're in another city, and it just keeps snowballing like that. So I'm not sure how quickly we'll get to the bad guys, and if we'll deal with them right away. I feel like sometimes in games you encounter the boss, but you're not strong enough, so then you kind of do all these things to get stronger, and then you encounter them again in like the final boss battle. So, but I'm not sure if the purpose of the game is going to be just getting revenge on this group that did something to Joel, or to still find a cure. So we'll have to see. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts of the prologue. So far the game hasn't been too grim. Like, you start off in the winter and the snow, but on day one of Seattle, we're like in this lush rainforest, and it's like super green. Like, the graphics are so amazing on the PS4. I'm sure they're great on Xbox as well. And yeah, maybe I'll update you guys with what I think of the story as I progress. Thanks for watching this video, and if you like this video, be sure to click the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this or more unboxings, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.